And we're live. We're live. Welcome to Talkin VAWLS Live, JP.
What's up? First time live.
First time live. We're just going to wing it. We got no subject, no topic. It's just a State of the Union address, I think, right?
That's correct. State of the Union address.
So this is
gosh, I need some light on.
Dark. You're the mystery man.
Yeah, it's dark. I'll have to make sure that I have better lighting next time. Looks like on them old wrestling promos when they was hiding the identity.
When they were revealing the secrets of professional wrestling inside the squared circle.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
man.
Still dark. I even had some turn the light on. It's still dark. So oh well.
Oh, we got somebody. We got old Troy Lee joining us here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, he's already making fun of the way we look. Huh? Thanks, man. Thanks. What the plan is? We were not even going to do this. We were
just testing it out.
We were in pajamas and decided let's just jump online and tell you guys what's going on. This is the future of Talkin VAWLS. We're going to do live podcasts once or twice a week. The cool thing is, Troy, we got the chat open so we can see what you guys are up to. We can interact throughout the podcast. So that's the goal. Isn't that right, JP? That's
right. That is right.
Oh man, this is weird. It's on a delay. So what's up? What do you? We're just testing the waters, but we can talk about basketball.
Oh man, it was frustrating. Frustrating for sure. Tennessee, another great opportunity to make a run at the Final Four. I really think that we could have played with Virginia last night, but it just wasn't in the cards. Just a huge comeback in the second half against Purdue, but just couldn't do it. No, overtime. Frustrating.
What'd you think about the end of the game? We'll talk about everything as a whole, but the end of the game, in how many seconds did Tennessee get screwed? First, it looked like the ball went off the Purdue kid's leg. I don't think you could overturn that. You couldn't tell by the replay. I don't think you could confirm 100% to overturn the call.
No, what I don't understand is all the camera angles that, I was watching that Duke and UFC game, or UCF game that day, and they showed all those camera angles, different angles for that ball trying to hit the rim, and then they didn't even have a camera angle from the opposite side to see if it went off that player's foot.
Convenient, right?
Yeah. And then, another part of that is it very easily could have been called five seconds on the inbounds when he was trying to get it in. And then, just ticky-tack foul. Yes, Turner hit him, but still, it's just ticky-tack. And it's what I've always hated about college basketball. It's just the refs just decide to take over the games, and they do. And anybody that watches college basketball knows that the officiating is probably worse than football officiating, and they can just really, really change the momentum of a game and all that. But looking back on it, Tennessee had multiple opportunities first half, missing all the free throws that we missed. We were 4 of 13 at halftime. Free throws, we hit 10 of 13, and that game's not even in question at the end. So, plenty of things that Tennessee could have done to help themselves. But yeah, it's typical Tennessee fashion to lose in a way like that, which I actually expected the guy to nail all three of the foul shots and just end it right then. So I guess we was fortunate that we even got it to overtime there, but sucks. I hate it for those kids, because I really enjoyed watching that basketball team. Really do. So
the frustrating part is what you talked about, the inconsistency, because how many times does that foul at the end of the game not get called? If it's not a 2-point game at the very end down to the wire, that foul doesn't get called. But because of the circumstances and the situation, they call it. But at the end of the day, no matter what, the foul, the 5 seconds, even the time running off the clock there at the end, and they leave 0.1 on the clock.
Yeah. I've never seen that happen before. I mean, never.
All that's a wash, though, if you just make your free throws.
Well,
just
it is.
Free throws and the game's over.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I'm not going to sit here and say that it was the ref's fault that Tennessee lost, because certainly, just an uncharacteristic performance at free throw line. I mean, because we've been really good all year long, as a team, like 75% as a team, and then just go 4 from 13 in the first half. I assume it's nerves, I guess.
I don't know. I don't even watch basketball, but I did. I mean, I watched some of the SEC tournament, and I watched all the NCAA tournament. But it's funny though, because I always talk about how it's inconsistent, and especially charging. I hate that, man. It's like I've talked about before. You just look at the referee and wait to see what they say, because nobody in the gym has a clue what the call is going to be until it's over with. Yeah. But on the flip side of that, how many times is there holding in college football that just doesn't get called? It's the same. It's the same no matter what sport it is. It's just inconsistency.
It is, and it just all depends on I dare say if that had been Duke the other night, I have a feeling that they'd never called a foul, but
we see some of you guys out there. We got 12 in the chat. That's not bad for the first ever Talkin VAWLS live impromptu show that we just decided to do 20 minutes ago.
We appreciate it.
Leave us some chat. Let us know what you guys thought. Leave us a super chat. Pay for this show. That'd be even better. How about that? I don't even know how to do a super chat. I guess you hit chat and it happened. I don't know. It took us an hour and a half to figure out how to even get live. So
yeah, exactly. Because it was like, it's not going to take long. We'll do this. And 2 hours later, we was like, hell, we might as well just do an impromptu show. We spent this much time.
Let's just start talking. What else you want to talk about? You been keeping up with spring practice at all?
Not a whole lot. Actually, I haven't. I've been following the basketball, and it's odd. I didn't even read the War Room on VolQuest. I was so mad about Thursday night's loss. I didn't even worry about it. But no, I haven't. I haven't really kept up with much with it anymore. Spring practice. You hear about all these, great players. It's going
I know exactly where you're going. Had the best spring ever.
Yeah, he's going to be an absolute animal. Nobody's going to be able to block him. And then, when August rolls around, you never hear from the guy. So I don't take a whole lot of stock into it. So on that, but yeah, I haven't been keeping up with it. I don't really know what's going on. I do know that they had a scrimmage yesterday, and said Garantano looked pretty good, and said that somebody claimed that whoever was there, that Chaney had already definitely found a way to get our playmakers the ball. But what was
apparently I got to cut you off because apparently my live chat wasn't scrolling. We got all kinds of messages coming through. Troy Lee just thinks we were older than we are, so I guess that's a good thing, right? We're good. We're young bucks.
We're young bucks.
Brandon Opp likes listening on the podcast on his way to work. The good news is, thanks to OutrightGeekery.com, we're still going to put this out in podcast form. So if you guys can't catch the live show, the show will still be available. This is just way more interactive. So this will be fun. Wade Adams is here. What's up, Brandy? Brandy's listening for the first time ever. Thanks, Brandy, for tuning in. But it'll still be available in podcast form. Everything will be the same. The only difference is you guys have to look at our ugly mugs while we chat. And this saves me a lot of editing because as soon as we're done, it uploads to YouTube and we're done with it. So everything else will keep on rocking and rolling.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to make sure that folks that like to listen to it on the podcast and couldn't watch it live or wasn't able to watch the video, that you still be able to do that. So that
and also
for whatever reason that they might want to listen to us, they can watch us live or they can listen to it later.
Also, as soon as we're done, it uploads to YouTube. So you can also still watch it on YouTube as well. Brandon Opp also says that he wants to hear more stories about JP calling Comcast. When you called, I guess it was Charter, not Comcast.
No,
it was a Vanderbilt game, wasn't it?
It was DirecTV. Oh man, I had that lady all tore up.
It was a Vanderbilt game. They had
Yeah, it
no
was the
chance
last
to go
game
to
of
a
the
bowl
season.
game.
Yeah,
The
it was
season was over.
Dooley's final game. Yeah, or maybe it wasn't the last game because that was the game that he got fired after, and then Kentucky was the last game that year. That's the
Oh,
one that
man.
Caney coached. But yeah, I remember it was that North Carolina State and Florida State game, and they had it on ABC and they had it on ESPN2, I think was where the Tennessee game was supposed to come on. And they had it on both channels. They were showing that Florida State North Carolina State game on both channels, and it was one of them games where it was like 55-53.
Yep.
And it went on for like 4.5 hours. I called that lady at DirecTV. I mean, she was, hey, I'm not kidding you. I was on the phone for about 10 minutes, but she got whatever she did, it showed up on ESPN News until that game went off.
So funny. And what was so funny was you were the guy leading the charge, and there was like 4 people that were so pissed. And I think Ashley was texting Brandy saying, "What are they saying? What are they saying?" Matt's pissed.
I was having to listen to it. I'm Bob Kessling.
Troy Lee wants to know: do we think that Grant comes back next year? That's more of a question for you because I don't keep up with basketball that much.
And I'm no NBA expert at all, but from what I've seen with Grant, I think he's a great college basketball player. I just don't know where his game fits in the NBA. I mean, he doesn't have an outside shot. He's not the most athletic guy. Anytime that we played anybody that had any athletic ability or length, really gave him fits at times. But I've also heard, and again, I'm not an NBA guru. I could care less about the NBA, to be honest with you. But I've heard people say that this draft is not a real deep draft. So, I mean, if he gets a grade where he's probably, middle round or 20th or something like that, I mean, you really can't blame the kids for, going and making some money. But
on the flip side of that, though,
selfishly, I hope he does come back.
How bad or what would it mean to those kids? One of the frustrating things is everybody talks about how special this team is, right? How special they are, how talented they were. They were ranked #1 for how many consecutive weeks?
At least 4 weeks.
So in the overall scheme of things, you didn't win the SEC tournament. You didn't make it to the Elite Eight. You could say this season was a disappointment for those kids.
Well, yeah.
Grand scheme of things, really.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it was because really thought that last year that we had an opportunity to advance further than the round of 32, and then we made it one step further this year. But I think with the way that the team played, especially early in the year, of course the SEC schedule was back end loaded. I think we started out 12-0 or 11-0, and then kind of stumbled down the stretch when the schedule picked up and stuff like that. But there was times that basketball team, I mean, they were playing lights out, and then there was times that they just go in these lulls, and you'd be, just like the second half against Iowa. I mean, it was like they couldn't even dribble. I mean, it was just crazy. But I think that everybody did because enjoyed it because yes, they did ascend to the #1 ranking. We stayed there for a month, and stayed in the top 10 all year long. And I thought I saw where that was the first time that ever happened in Tennessee program history. So, Barnes is got some top recruits that he's after. He's got Josiah James that's coming in, but I think that if Williams and Bone were to come back, and Bone's another one. I mean, I wished he would drive to the basket more. I mean, he's quick as a cat.
Frustrating part is when he does drive to the basket and creates plays, and then guys can't handle the ball when he makes some unbelievable passes.
Yeah.
I saw, again, I don't keep up with basketball. It was a 5-star recruit that said that he wanted Bone and Grant to come back and let's win a national championship. So
yeah, that was.
What is your competitive drive? How
James.
bad do you want it? What do you want more? Do you want that NBA money? And like you said, I don't blame anybody. I don't blame any kid that's going to make money for him and his family. Don't blame him at all. But do you want to win a national championship at Tennessee?
Yeah. And, you know,
Robert Craig says with that coach, they will be relevant for a while. Josiah James. Yeah, that's who said that.
Yeah, Josiah. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about Barnes overall?
Well, I mean, he's better than Conzo Martin. And, you know, Donnie Tyndall, we really didn't get to see much of him because he was there for 1 year. And then he got, you know, nailed by the NCAA for stuff he done while he wasn't at Tennessee. And you know, Barnes, I mean, Barnes has won a lot of basketball games. I mean, he made Texas relevant in basketball. Yeah, I mean, you know, he ended up getting fired from there, and it's kind of like you know, he kind of got formered. You know, he's kind of, you know, well, you've done this, but, you know, it's not enough. But, you know, after seeing what Shaka Smart's done down there at Texas, I'd say that the Texas fans and alumni would like to have Barnes back. You know, but what I like about Barnes is not only is he a good basketball coach, but you can tell that those kids really, really love playing for him, and he loves those kids. I mean, watch that video they had of them in the locker room there after Thursday night's loss. And I mean, you know, it's like, you know, who's cutting the onions in here? You know, I'm sitting there, you know, on my lunch break the next day, and I'm like, man, I'm like tearing up. I mean, you could tell, you know, just how close of a group that those kids are, and it probably is, you know, easier to get closer together like that on a basketball team when you've got, you know, 14 kids versus, you know, a football team you got 85 or so, or probably even 100 when you count all the walk-ons and stuff. But with all that, but you know, I like Barnes. I mean, I like him. You know, I mean, if Pearl hadn't lied, you know, I mean, he could maybe have us going to the Final Four like he just did Auburn right there.
Man, that's painful to watch. I've never been a basketball fan till Pearl came, and then I was invested. I watched a lot of basketball when Bruce Pearl was in Knoxville.
Yeah, but I was cheering for Auburn today because anybody that listens to this podcast knows that, you know, Kentucky can kiss my hind end.
I can't edit it out when you drop F-bombs on YouTube Live, man.
I ain't saying that. But they can kiss it. So you know, so no, I was fine with Auburn winning today. But yeah, it stings that, you know, we had Pearl down there, but, you know, he lied, so he's gone. But you know, I mean, Barnes is a good coach. I've also saw there on the boards I was talking about, though, that I think all three of his assistants are possibly in play for head coaching jobs. So, you know, not only that we might lose, you know, two of our best players in Bone and Williams, you know, what's it going to be if we lose those assistant coaches as well. So, but, you know, I mean, it happens to all the good programs. You know, I mean, look what Alabama does in football. I mean, you know, Saban goes through coaches like he goes through underwear. I mean, he just, you know, just always just having to hire new coaches and stuff like that. So, you know, it's what happens whenever you have success.
Let's talk about football. We got to talk about some football. I guess did we talk about the Chaney hire? I can't remember the last time we even podcasted talking about football. National Signing Day?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we've done one, maybe the early signing period. I can't even think. I'd have to go back and look. I was thinking that we talked about Chaney. Oh, I'm excited about Chaney. I mean, you know, we got somebody in there that, you know, knows football, knows the offensive side, you know. So with that, I think that Pruitt will be much more comfortable with him and will be a lot more hands off. I mean, I think we all saw that didn't go well last year with Tyson Helton when they'd pan over and, you know, Pruitt be up in Tyson Helton's grill just screaming at him, you know, like crazy and everything. So I think that it'll allow Pruitt. What I'm interested in Pruitt, is when he hired Ansley here, Derek Ansley to replace Terry Ferry. He made him as the defensive coordinator, and he came out and said that Ansley was going to call the defensive plays.
Bull crap. That ain't happening.
We'll see how long
there ain't no way
lasts.
that ain't happening. There's
yeah.
no way. I hope
I'm believing that.
Especially defensive coordinator. I'm concerned enough about him letting Chaney loose. I don't know that he will. I hope he does. I sure hope he does.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be a bad move on his part. I mean, we're paying Chaney what, $1.5 or $1.6 million. I mean, you pay somebody like that, I mean, you've got to focus on what and Pruitt's is a defensive mind, so I think that defense is going to need all the help that it can get. One thing that I did see from the spring practice, the scrimmage, they said both the offensive line couldn't pass protect, and the defensive line couldn't stop the run game. So I'm like, well, here we go again. It's just the same problem that program has had for the last 10 to 12 years. Just the inconsistency on both sides of line. And we know in the SEC in college football that it's won in the trenches. So if we're not good on the offense or the defensive side of the ball, as far as being on the defensive line or offensive line, it's going to be a struggle again. And Garantano's going to be running around. He can't pick up a blitz anyway, but when they got 7 guys on him within three seconds, it's hard to do anything anyway.
Robert Neal says top 50 prospect Tate Ratledge, I think. Ratledge.
Yeah, I think he's from down there in Rome, Georgia. Just right.
What's your thoughts on him? Said he just got a crystal ball to Tennessee. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes me excited with this past recruiting class, especially on the offensive side, is the high quality kids, the highly rated kids that Tennessee signed on the offensive side of the ball. As far as the linemen, because just like I was talking about, my opinion is if you don't win the line of scrimmage, you're not going to win very many football games. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I mean, it's in from high school all the way up to the pros.
I'm trying to see how big he. 6'6", 306.
Yeah,
a big kid.
Yeah. Supposedly he's got some ties to Tennessee. Originally, I don't know the complete backstory, but I think he lives just right across the Tennessee-Georgia line there in North Georgia. A lot of people were saying that he was probably a Georgia lean, but sounds like that. I think he was up there this weekend. I think that Tennessee hosted quite a few high-profile recruits this weekend, from what I understand. Like I said, I hadn't really kept up with it a whole lot because just been watching the basketball.
In basketball mode.
Yeah, but anybody that offensive lineman or defensive lineman, I mean, I think this recruiting class, I definitely think that we need to get some high quality defensive linemen, and we've got to find somebody that can consistently get to the quarterback too, and hopefully we've getting Corvaris Crouch and Henry Toto, whatever his last name is, in this past recruiting class is definitely going to help the linebackers, because all of us that watch these games know that the lack of speed on defense especially has killed Tennessee. I mean, it's sad when you got Vanderbilt running backs just running free where we can't get in the hole to make the tackle.
I want to see what Pruitt can do with that defense with some athletes, with some size, with some speed. But on the flip side, the offensive line, how much pressure do you put on Pruitt this year? I think we gave him a free pass last year. He did some good things. We saw some good things. I'm encouraged for the future. But how much pressure is on them to compete this year? I think he still gets a pass this year. I really do.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean anything can happen.
Yeah.
Again, you got to make a bowl game. Got to make a bowl game. But I think it's a little less pressure this year.
Yeah. I guess what I'm looking for probably from Pruitt this year is, can we avoid those times when we get, what was it, 3 consecutive illegal procedure percent or illegal formation penalties in that one game when we lined up wrong on trying to punt the freaking football.
Yeah,
those type of things.
Pruitt didn't even know. He didn't know. know.
Yeah, those type of things like that is what I would expect Pruitt to improve upon and the team improve upon, and kind of the same thing that Barnes did with the basketball team is just create that excitement and create that program and setting those standards, because we know that there's still several players on that team that was recruited from the past coach, and all the crazy stuff that went on there, and what can Pruitt do to change those guys, and I think probably the biggest recruiting coup that happened this during the off season or during recruiting season was him hanging on to the strength and conditioning coach, Fitzgerald. I mean, many people thought that he was probably going to Maryland, which is where he went to school at, and for him to be able to keep him and have that consistency there, because that's another thing that's killed Tennessee over the years is just the constant turnover with the strength and conditioning program. It's killed them.
Yeah. Brandon Opp says early predictions, how many wins, the schedule is favorable. This isn't a prediction. The goal, you got to make a bowl game. 6-6 has to be the goal. I would probably start with 6 wins and maybe look for some more. I want to see more reports from spring. Man, I'm so lazy during the off season. I don't look at anything.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I was just going to say, the problem with spring practice is we don't have all of our players. There's several recruits that I would expect that we're going to depend on this year that won't be here until the summer. So, I mean, it is what it is in the spring. Yes, those kids that are down there early that enrolled in January. Yeah, I mean, it's great for them. But I mean, you got Darnell Wright that'll be here, in the summer. That's not down there right now. You got Henry Tooto, or however that we pronounce his name. I'll just call him Henry T, I think. But him, and I'm sure that there's several other guys that we're expecting to contribute next year or this fall. But I'm like you. With the fact that offensive line and defensive line to me is still going to be suspect. I think that if you can get to a bowl game, you're doing good. Can you get 7 wins? That would be good. You're starting to, I think, overachieve whenever you get to 8. I mean,
I would agree with that. Yeah,
it just is what it is.
I hate spring too because it's orange on orange, and what they could very potentially have 2 true freshmen on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So you start looking at that when it's orange on orange, and you don't know, right? It was the defensive line progressing better? Is the offensive line weak? It's always better when you're playing against another team and you can really kind of start to evaluate what you got. I don't know. I would, if gun to my head, I have to pick, I'd say 6 wins.
Yeah. Well, and if we could just make it to some bowl game, I mean, that would help. I mean, anything above what we did last year. I mean, we got the SEC road game off our back, when we went down there in Auburn and won, but then, we couldn't. Then, we beat Kentucky's best team ever, at at home, but then we just kind of faltered down the stretch. I'm just glad that some of them Missouri players are gone, because that Lock guy, I mean, he ate us alive for 4 years or 3 years, however long he played down
there. Good quarterback.
Yeah, he may end up with the Redskins. I don't know if
that'll ruin his career. That'll ruin his career. It'd be over at that point. Come on, man.
If I'd really wish that on him or not, though, to be honest with you.
I had on a Redskins hoodie at the gym the other day. Guy come up to me. We've talked to him all the time down there, and he's like, "Well, what do you think the Redskins going to do this year?" I was like, I don't really care. I don't know. I don't care. Oh, is that it? We're gonna wrap this thing up. We were just testing, seeing what was going on. Brandon Opp says he picked 7 and 5. That's a very good possibility, and that's a good season in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd take it. I mean, it's just hard to say. I mean, it is. I mean, but I think that it'll all boil down to, can we find anybody on the defensive line that's not going to get pushed back and, just get, I mean, you look at our defensive line. I mean, that's somebody else. I was going to say that junior college defensive lineman, Savion Williams, I believe. I mean, if that fella doesn't come in and is able to contribute, I mean, big time, I mean, we're going to be in trouble, because, I mean, you just look at our depth chart on defensive line, and it just doesn't it's not going to scare anybody for sure.
Yeah, and that was probably the weak point in recruiting too, right? Defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, and then, we've got some big kids on the offensive line, but they're all going to be young. Most of them are, of course, Drew Richmond decided to become the transfer portal or whatever.
That's 2 less false starts a game, though.
I can't believe that there's actually like Power 5 conference teams that are actually, I mean, like they said, Ohio State, Texas, and I forget, a couple other teams was like after him. And I'm like, is Ohio State's offensive line that bad? I mean, are they really that bad? So
he'll go up there and be a world beater as well.
Probably, and work himself into like a top 25 NFL pick next year. But so what? Good for him if he does. So anyway, but yeah.
Joseph Watt Show. Love the show. Let's go Vols. Thanks for listening. This is the new format, man. This was just nothing more than a test show. And here we are. I don't even know how long. It doesn't even give me a time. I could talk all night and it don't tell me how long we've been on here.
Yeah, I don't know how long we've been on there either. Don't say, does it?
Thank you guys.
I can see the text at or the chat at.
I pulled it up on my phone because it doesn't give me the option. Like the chat in the control room is just me and you.
Oh, so I bet I don't have any way that I can see the chat then.
You can pull up YouTube on your phone.
I've got it on my phone. That's what I got.
I don't
see the chat.
We'll see where it says like it's got like the thumbs up. Everybody, there's 12 people listening right now. Everybody go hit that thumbs up for me right now. I'd really appreciate that. All 12 of you tuning in. See, it's got thumbs up, thumbs down, and then live chat. Click the live chat.
Oh, it says I need to sign in.
Well, that would probably be a starting point. Robert Craig says, well, sounds good. I don't know what that means, Robert.
What's up, Robert Craig?
Hey, you should probably mute your notifications while we're live on the air.
Do what?
You should Brandy's giving us timestamps. You should probably mute your notifications when you're live on the air.
Oh, that was my work phone. That was
9-3, Bryant Rockwell. It's too early to be drinking Jack Daniels on a Sunday evening, my friend. If they go 9-3, JP will shave his head bald with a razor live on air.
We're not doing any of this wrestling stuff now.
Hair versus hair. Loser leaves town.
Loser leave town, yeah.
I had a chili cook-off at church today. I lost and said I'd never cook chili again.
Yeah.
Bunch of jerks.
You should have got my recipe.
What do you do? What makes it special?
It's a secret. If I shared it here on
we're here
live,
with 11 of our closest friends.
If I shared it here on live on YouTube, it'd be
Wouldn't be a secret anymore,
It
would
wouldn't
it?
be a secret then.
I make what I call Mexican chili.
Yeah.
I use the hamburger meat with some beans, and I use enchilada sauce, and it's freaking good, man.
But you didn't win.
Nope. Nope.
I,
The guy that won used brown sugar and milk. Who uses milk and chili?
I've never had that before.
Brandon Opp says that's JP's recipe, McCormick chili seasoning. A guy came in, I think, second place a few years ago. He got Hormel chili and put teriyaki sauce in it and got second place, man. It's awesome.
Oh, goodness.
This podcast is brought to you by Coke Zero.
I still don't see where it says live chat on this thing.
My goodness, fellas, you see what I'm dealing with. You got the video pulled up on YouTube?
Yeah.
See where it says the thumbs up?
Yeah.
Thumbs down?
Yeah.
It should say live chat right next to it. You click that box and it pops up the live chat.
Mine doesn't show it, man.
Oh, my gosh. It took us 45 minutes to get your microphone to work.
That wasn't my fault.
What do you guys think, everybody in the live chat? What do you guys think of this live version? You like this better? It's going to be a whole lot better once the season starts. We're not going to sit here and BS unless you guys want to hear about our chili recipe. Then we can talk about it if you want to. But we'll just roll right through the show. I'm trying to figure out the super chat feature. There's 12 of you guys in here. It's fun to interact, but during the season, I hope it's a little more hectic. I hope there's a lot more people in here, and there's supposed to be a super chat feature. You guys can make a donation of $1 and your chat will be highlighted. If we get rolling, that'll probably be the ones we read off on air. We'll have to wait and see how it happens. Is anybody in the live chat that can see a super chat? Maybe we're not big enough. Maybe we got to have like 10,000 subscribers or something. Robert Craig wants us to wear capes.
Oh, now I found it.
Oh, there he is. 20 minutes later.
I don't know where it happened. It's in there. You have to wear a cape. Yeah.
You guys can just watch us play on our phones for an hour.
Yeah. Robert, Craig, I said that what we needed to do was to wear masks so we could hide our identity. 3 losses: Florida, Bama, Georgia. Man, if somebody told me we'd have 3 losses and go 9-3 right now, I'd take it.
We're real quiet. We're not supposed to be quiet. Well, I was trying to see how this super chat works, but I guess I should probably do that off air, right?
Yeah.
Yep. No, nobody has super chat, so I don't know. I'll have to look into that and see how it works. The main thing is I'm saving time editing, so regardless, this is how we're going to roll from here on.
Yeah, for sure.
If we can get, a lot of you guys in the chat, it's going to be hard to keep up with. So we'll look into that and figure it out. JP, anything you want to say? We're going to wrap this thing up.
No, just appreciate everybody. I didn't expect this many people in here today. I figured you'd be sitting in here solo.
I kind of thought it was going to be us and Brandy, maybe Robert.
I know. I sent Brandy a text in there, and I was like, "Hey, turn it on. We're going live." I was expecting it just to be us, and then folks could watch it. So that's great. That's great. We appreciate everybody spending their Sunday afternoon with us for sure.
Well, and next time we'll turn it around with a better background instead of plain white walls. I got my Peyton autographed football over here, but it's to the side.
Oh yeah. Now that we're going to do live, I'm just sitting in here in my bedroom. I hope it's not showing all the junk behind me and everything.
Yeah, this is kind of like The Businessman. It's like this nice pullover up top and just boxers down low. Nobody can see. That's my dress clothes.
Well, I did have to put on my Tennessee sweatshirt because I had on that blue sweater that I had earlier, so I didn't want to anybody think I was a Kentucky fan.
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up. Again, you guys that are in the live chat, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up. That will help the analytics of YouTube. This was a pointless podcast, but we wanted to update you guys with the future. And if JP doesn't have anything else left to say, I usually have one thing left to say, but this week it's going to be Bryant Rockwell. He says, "Go Big Orange."